we have some good news of a story, that we're going to talk about from 2018. You have this white supremacist by the name of Brandon Higgs. He was 26 years old. He's been recently sentenced to 25 years in prison for shooting a brother by the name of Elvis Smith, a 60-year-old brother at the time in 2018. Now, this happened in Reisterstown, Maryland. Now, he was found guilty in January of first-degree assault, attempted voluntary manslaughter, hate crimes, and firearms charges. Now, John McGee of the Baltimore State Attorney's Office said the investigation showed that the white supremacists had ties to known white supremacist groups. Okay, so Judge Dennis M. Robinson Jr. sentenced Higgs to 40 years, but suspended 15 years. They say Higgs will serve 25 years in prison in addition to a 5-year probation. Even though those years are suspended, when he out on probation, if he make it out on probation, if he do anything wrong, then he have to go back to jail for 15 years. Now, I say on the day of the incident, the brother was laying concrete in the driveway with 2 other black workers. They say at a home close to the white supremacists. And the white supremacists, a dog ran through the concrete and the 2 men exchanged words. Well, rightfully so. I mean, you're laying down concrete. Surely somebody would say something about that dog doing that. It's a dumb dog anyway, right? Because what kind of dog he has, but the mentality he has, I would expect his dogs to be much smarter. Because dogs, a lot of times, are definitely a reflection of the owner. Because my dog, you want to go outside half the time. I say the white supremacist was shirtless at the time. He left the scene, came back wearing the jacket. He kept his hands in the jacket, and then he started up with them again and claiming that he went there to finish what he started. So the brother said the white supremacist walked across the lawn and approached him and called him the N-word and telling him to go back to Africa. Like, I don't know why y'all think that's like an insult. Like, that is not an insult at all. Listen, any of you that want to tell me to go back to Africa, the first thing I'm going to tell you is this. Well, if I'm going to go, I need business class when I go, because, that's like a long flight. So I need to stretch out my legs and everything. Give me business class. Most of you can't afford business class. Half of you probably can't afford economy. Most of these white supremacists, you broke as hell, most of you. That's why you hate so much. You hate, especially black people owning the businesses, got their life together. You can't stand that because how is it that you have everything going for you and you still broke? How does that work? So please, they tell you go back to Africa. Look, send me business class then. You got that money? You got money for business class? Because most of them don't. Anyway, because most of them tickets is definitely sometimes run you $7,000, $8,000. It depends on what airline you fly. Now, after telling him to go back to Africa, he said, you don't supposed to be here. He said, this neighborhood is ours. And then they got into a altercation. And then the white supremacist shot the brother in the leg, shattering his tibia. Now, the other workers held down the white supremacist until the police arrived. And he was also convicted of assaulting the second worker by the name of Robert Pete, who joined the fight to help the brother, right? So he said he got a long time to think about the ish he did. That's what Elvis Smith said. Now, they said when the police searched the home, they found white supremacist paraphernalia, a flag of the white supremacist group. He said he also participated in racist conversations online. He said in a quote online, I decided I'm going to create my own group called Baltimore Animal Control and buy those dog patrol poles with a snare at the end and raggle the N-words with it. That's what he said. He also they stated that he had a hate for black folk and said the crime would not have happened if the victims were Caucasian workers, according to the prosecutor. Well, now he gets to spend his time in jail. Now, you remember the movie American History X? And you remember when the white supremacists went to jail and their brother told him, you the N-word in here. So let's see, he's going to run around calling black folks N-words in jail. He's not. Sure, he better be lucky he ain't walking around with Kool-Aid on his lips in jail. But leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you think about, this particular story that happened with this white supremacist. Like I said, it's always a good ending to watch them football numbers go to them because that's where they belong and that's exactly what they deserve. All of them.